Wonderful Monday morning, and I guess after that huge celebration, you're back on your feet. You're back wherever you are to a new day, a brand new day, and welcome to New Day 2 from now till 9 a.m. We'll let you know exactly what happened yesterday, how we celebrated our mothers, how we enjoyed with them, and how we told them that they are great and that they are the genesis of the earth, even though Adam came first before the woman. Good Monday morning, the team is ready. You
definitely had to throw that in there.
Oh,
Adam came before.
Yeah. No, but Adam was there. No, Adam was there before.
We don't dispute.
Adam was there before Eve came.
But when Eve came, Adam could not do what Eve had to do anyway. Good morning. Welcome to an exciting day with us here on New Day. We know you've missed us. We have missed you too. But we plan to be with you from now till 9 a.m. with interesting topics.
Absolutely. Welcome back. Here's what's coming up on the show this morning. Fantastic weekend, Mother's Day, super there. You know, I had a very fun time. Yeah, I had a fun time in the central region. I was hosted very well. I'll tell you who shortly.
Please do.
Some in Chichos and
after that region, if you go there.
Of course. Good morning to you. And here's what's coming up on the show today.
Good morning and welcome to a new day with your #1 morning show, New Day. Coming up in the next 3 hours, is Mother's Day celebration an overkill compared to the role of fathers and how Father's Day is celebrated? Join the debate as the public discusses Mother's Day. How did you celebrate your mother? Let us know. Is there a relapse in progress made on security and law enforcement front as another crash is recorded in Bolgatanga with 2 reported dead and several houses burnt? We will be bringing the latest on the state of security in Bolgatanga. Hearts are back to the winning ways and Kotoko woes worsen, and the male under-17 team beats Cameroonian counterpart by 4 goals. The latest of sports news, local and international, is on the bill this morning. And all the entertainment and sports highlights coming up on your favorite morning show. Wake up, feel the sunshine.
So you know not to be a Sergeant Lee, be part of the conversation from now till 9 a.m. And we're going to regale you as usual. Join us on WhatsApp because you know when your messages get here, we'll share with the rest of the wonderful world. 0508235228. And I was telling you about my host in Cape Coast. Hannah Eja. She's a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast. Yeah.
You've mentioned her before.
Yes, I've mentioned her before. I mean, we're first-time friends and very interesting host, I must say. You know.
I tell you, that region has a lot. What I love about that region is the food that you get to eat when you get food.
And more so when, you know, the person is a home economics lecturer. So
wow.
you can imagine.
Then you've been very well treated.
This shake, that shake.
If you're in Cape Coast, you have that Fante.
Yes.
Right.
If you come around the Jumako people, you have the Ampesi.
Okay.
And then when you move towards the Gumwa people, so where
were you when they were sharing the post? Central Regional Minister? Where were you?
I know, right? Because he seems to know a lot about Central Region.
I'm hoping for a reshuffle when Mr. Duncan is gone. I think I can get a position.
Oh, Brad, that's not a very good one. You're wishing someone ill.
No. I mean, reshuffles, it will come.
It definitely will. And even, Honorable Otiko Jaba has been tagged as being likely to be reshuffled.
I've been praying over it. I mean, I've begun a 40-day fast and see if it will work.
Listen,
who did you frack?
President. I think you should say a good morning to the president so that he hears you loud and clear.
President Nana Dodi. Good morning to you. Let's check out the headlines.
So interestingly, should I start with the Punch?
Yes, okay.
It says Kaswa MCE indicts Zoom Lion, then rot at STC. Board members gulp 36,000 cedis each. Then there's also Queen Elizabeth Daycare Center. Nia Ibonte II clears the air. Then finally, A+ now fuel haulage contractor as boss CEO elbows tanker drivers for friends. Very interesting headlines there.
All right. Those are the key issues there. Well,
then let's pick the Independent. I think we've got the
First Lady salutes mothers on Mother's Day. No woman should die giving life to another.
Definitely.
First Lady, I'm sure she's talking about maternal mortality and all the issues that come along with it. And now for the fact that the cash and carry system is slowly creeping.
I saw the dancing yesterday at the forecourt of TV.
Yeah, First
really
Lady.
Excited.
First Lady doing
some
something.
of them really
enjoying themselves. But
if you have nothing to shake, you can't shake.
But on that same note, you know, the president says no going back to cash and carry. You know,
well,
so
it's one thing what the president says, one thing what the people say, because we read up north that they are threatening not to engage people who have NHIs or NHIs registrants. And it's not just there, it's in central region.
Worldwide.
So let's say,
yes, but he does say, I mean, when you go deep into the story, I guess it's going to the NHI, the fact that they want to revamp it and make sure it works.
Well, the people are crying for their arrears. So
definitely, and they plan to pay.
Once you pay them their monies, they are
will
sorted.
go back.
So let's see how quick they get to fix that. It's a problem that they need to fix.
Exactly.
We'll wait and see what happens.
Then it also says Fitch upgrades economic outlook from negative to stable and says government is making progress. No woman should die giving life to another. First Lady. Then we have the insert of the Chief Justice. President charges new CJ to restore confidence in the judiciary.
I think that on all sides, Justice Sophia Akufo has received some level of goodwill because of what she's done in the past. And it speaks to integrity.
Definitely.
If you maintain integrity, you do hard work, you achieve well, everybody will appreciate your work in spite of what people perceive you to be. So it's important that we do. But Ken Oforiatta will be happy that Outlook is shooting up.
Yes, of course. The upgrading is good. No two ways about it. The key thing people want to look out for is that, well, these upgrades, which is not the first time, we've seen over and over again, but how does it impact on my pocket?
Reflecting
the economy is good, we've heard it, this one says this one comes in and says this, the economy is good, but the ordinary man on the street doesn't seem to care about Fitch or the other guys. All they want is that there's money in their pocket, they can feed themselves, they can... yesterday, I was engaged in a chat with some young guys, and the key thing is that, look, young guys they work for 2 years, and they carry all the savings and go and rent a house. So everything after 2 years is gone into apartment accommodation, and they begin again. And so they were asking questions, and they saw me as somebody who could talk to government and ask. So they said, look, a Champon built estate. Look, the whole of Dansuman was built by Champon.
Right.
Kwame Nkrumah, if you look at around Kaneshi, the Fel Eyor area, all the estates there, he said, now if these two in the past were able to do this, how come from Mr. Rawlings to Nanado, we are unable to say that we have, this is the estate that government built and that young men and women can live in them and not pay that huge.
The thing is, and you know, President Rawlings is built at Denta and Sakumono. We know that President Kufuor also started affordable housing, but what became of it? It became expensive places for people to go and live in. Yesterday, while I was in Cape Coast, I found out that late President Mills had actually constructed new flats for the prison officers around the Ankafo area, you know, and there were a lot of vacant rooms actually because they don't have the numbers to be in there. So I was thinking, wow, if we have vacant rooms, why can't we rope in some of the nurses, teachers? So we have them not complaining about accommodation because the buildings are there, you know. Sometimes it just takes intersectoral collaboration for us to achieve some of these things.
And like you were saying, I mean, cost of living over the years has become so much that for a young person to sustain their lives is difficult because looking at how much they get, it goes into transportation, very little food, and then, you know, accommodation. And before long, you have nothing to rely on.
If you're a single man like myself and you don't like cooking and you like eating out, you are dead.
Definitely, I can imagine.
You will pay, you go pay, heavy pay.
I can imagine. But I'm sure you have some friends on the side who sort you out every now and again.
Johnny said he's single.
He did, loud and clear.
But
he said it on
the
air.
Pink Sheet sheets, please.
This is the pink sheet.
That's my pink sheet.
He said he's single.
The people he's denying will hear that after.
I said
Please send in your text messages.
Okay.
No, I mean, no matter how engaged you think I am,
Okay, so the Fitch upgrading is good. Johnny is single. Fitch, continue upgrading. Let him get someone to partner.
Interesting.
Let's check another newspaper.
So there's Business Day. There's 3,000 artisans threaten Marine Drive project. Government's tourism job creation in limbo. Also, we have varsity students fall into Ponzi MMM hands. Then I think finally we have why Saudi beats sell hot in Ghana.
Saudi beats?
Yes.
Well, I see. I see wahala that's hitting Guta executive elections.
Yes, it says PRO invites agreed members to file complaints properly.
Same thing that happened at the GJ.
Yes.
But the
But
GJ
they made a rule.
Yes, it's been cleared so they can. But 3,000 artisans, they're threatening. You remember the prominent guys who, led by Archbishop Palmer Baker, who said government should hold on with Executive Instrument 52 and then relook at the conditionalities about the Marine Drive. Now we have 3,000 artisans, those who sell at the art center.
So they're actually sitting on it.
Yes, they are not
Sitting
happy. They are not
lands.
happy that they will be moved, and they are not. They are not sure if they will be guaranteed the space. And you know, while I was in Cape Coast as well, I took chance to go around the Kotokraba market, and you find that since the market was done and dusted, the women who used to sell in the market actually now sell on the streets.
They don't like.
They don't have space in there.
Oh, okay.
They can't afford it. They can't afford the sheds, and so they are selling on the streets and on the pavement.
Now we come back to that as to whether they consult them when they plan to do these structures, because if it's meant to move them and you do this and they still stay outside, then there's no point. You didn't achieve anything, did you? You know, so we have
you see, for us, I mean, one would argue that the world is moving and we need to upgrade what we sell, but you also know that per our social anthropology, we have certain
things that
communities. I mean, for example, if you want to do palava sauce, you are looking for a certain momoni to be in there.
Exactly.
You can't sell momoni in the mall.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
You can't sell momoni.
Can you? How do you say, which part do you sell it
But
in?
I go there, I
place
go
is
in
smelly.
there and I see all kinds of stuff. And I guess it can be sold in
Momoni.
there, properly tied in some.
The momoni that has attitude, when you bring it here, it will overtake.
Explode.
They can find a way to sell it because I see stuff at the malls which are quite, when you go to where they sell the food, you find all kinds of things there. Like, I've seen a Kobe there before. Maybe
I mean, of course, Kobe is a milder version of refined momoni. You know what I'm talking. We like the taste. It's good.
Yeah, but you know, anyways, it should, like Brighter say, maybe it should be possible, but they should create that atmosphere where these people be, comfortable. Because outside, people
you
still
can decide
sell.
that, because what I see, the architecture of the malls I see now, and even Accra Mall, has just an entrance. There's no exit towards the other end. But if we had them designed in a particular way where those momoni and things are sold on a certain side where there's an extractor there, ventilation is properly taken care of, then you can say. But we just left the plan and implement it here without recourse to our local setting.
Look, other places have, I mean, all kinds of stuff they sell in the New Cottage. And director was talking about Malaysia, where you can, all kinds of things are sold at the mall.
You know
so
that
it can be done.
You know that the
Accrantiers
this thing, Accrantiers fecal matter.
What is in it?
Yeah, it's
really. I'm told it's not the fecal matter.
It's what?
But what
a
is
different.
Is grass? Is it grass?
At that point, it is not the fecal matter.
I have no idea.
It has to go past a certain point in the abdomen before it becomes fecal matter.
You are a medical doctor. Anything that goes through the colon, what does it become? Towards the rectum, what does it become?
No, but people eat that.
Oh yes, very healthy.
I will take you somewhere
where
where
grass cutter is
Accrantia.
yes, it's a grass-eating animal, and so it eats a lot of herbs.
Yes, it's
and
heavy
so
food.
when it has taken the herbs, before it gets out, at a point, there's a mixture of what it has eaten, and it's very nice.
Oh.
Very,
So
very
they kill the grass cutter and extract
take it,
just that part and sell it. So what's it called?
the stuff. We
I
call
need
it the
to
stuff.
find out.
Okay.
We call it the stuff.
Interesting.
I need to find out, but it's very, very exciting.
Nice.
If you take soup prepared with that from the grass cutter.
It has an everlasting,
you know,
those who say...
to Accra again and ask of pizza.
I hope so. But the look, I mean, the picture you're painting doesn't seem like a very good one.
Those who say no condition is permanent have not experienced that, because the scent...
I can see.
Anyways, let's pick something from the Gold Street business. We have the inset of Solomon Kote, the General Secretary for ICU, and he says produce 1 million tons per annum again, ICU tells Cocoa Board. Okay. Also, we have road carnage still high.
I see.
Road carnage still high.
This score, I mean, with army worms and
yes.
you know, people selling in the lands for Galamsey and all of that. How do you get the 1 million tons? It was a promise that was made by, I think, President Mahama, and they achieved that, you know, so they are hoping that we would follow in that direction. But the conditions, really, the conditions.
The key thing is here is that, you know, the farmers who are into cocoa production are growing old. The young men are not enthused about going to cocoa production because it is not the kind of thing that gives you money when you want it. You have to wait. This is here we have trees that can produce the pod in just about a year or two.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But I mean, the young man there looking for money, going to cocoa production, and so the attraction is not there.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it virtually left to the old farmers who are doing it. We're smuggling some to Ivory Coast. The Galamsey is taking part of the land and destroying. And so 1 million tons. Yes, I mean, worms are. It's possible.
I remember, Bright,
the problems.
You know, earlier this year when you told me about how they pack the cocoa and how much money these cocoa merchants make. Yeah. And you know, and the farmers don't really get the amount of money. I think that's what the younger people are rebelling against. That look, I can't be digging and weeding and pruning and then you come and enjoy the thing and I don't get it. So it's an issue that they really need to look at, because I mean, truth be told, if they use the land, they sell the land off to an estate developer or they become partners and they get their 6-10 acres, they earn more. Definitely so they are looking, what motivation is there for them really? Now they are crying that army worms are destroying their farms, and we're told 60 million has been voted for it, but the first tranche that was brought there, it didn't really solve the army worms problems back then.
Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Let's do some portals on the news front. And 3news.com. Start off Macron, the youngest and sexiest man who has his mother's age.
Okay. 3news is misbehaving.
Well, don't worry, we will put him in shape. Macron is there, he doesn't want to appear. Okay, so Ghana wallop Cameroon 4-0 in AFCON under-17 opener. This is how Dominic Adia and DIU and the rest started, and they've kept it up. Only that they've not been able to win the World Cup for the Black Stars ever since they got in there. But congratulations to the boys, the satellites. They did very well.
Yeah, that's
good. They are learning from Accra. They are learning from Accra Hearts to Folk.
Are they?
Winning ways.
I don't
the phobians are bad.
Of course. I mean, they know. They all know that phobia is for real. But do they have anybody with football age in there?
Oh no. These are young guys.
Okay, I mean,
the men of the decade are not on now.
This is it.
These are the men.
This is it. See the Kotoko players struggling to struggling.
It was a fantastic day yesterday around Dansoman. Accra had to focus. They're beating Liberty 3. I was so thrilled. And Dansman was jamming the whole of yesterday.
And I like how they put it. See, GPL Hearts in 3-0 away win for Kotoko Woes deeping on final day of first round.
The writer of that story is definitely
no. He's a supporter. No, he's an objective journalist. Ghana Prison Service, Kumasi Central Prison.
If you have an oak tree as the representing the team, you know how strong the oak tree is, and so Hearts of Folk. No two ways about it.
Anyway, so we're told that Kumasi Central Prisons has a medicine shortage and inmates you know, can't be really taken care of because of this. And they made that statement when another philanthropist had gone to present some stuff to them. So,
I see.
and there's an appeal by the prison service that, well, if you have something, share.
Come to our aid.
Yes, share with them.
Okay,
and
all right.
I treat all of you well. French President Macron promises new start. Emmanuel Macron has promised to restore France's global standing as he was inaugurated as the country's youngest president. Interesting. Well, of course, he has a wife who can, as old enough as his mother, who can advise him. So, I mean,
that's good.
Why does he need to have the wife who's as old as his mother to advise him? He will definitely have a good counsel of people.
In the bedroom, the best counsel comes from a bed.
Okay, all right.
Frances is young. She's back on the block.
This is a story of the weekend, I guess.
She's Ghana
Cylinder.
Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company,
Yeah.
Chief Executive Officer. So now you know that your cylinders.
Johnny, I am so
supervised.
here. I am so here. I'm waiting for my name to pop up.
No, but we just discussed that you're waiting for reshuffle for Central Regional Minister. So.
We just sent the good morning out.
Oh, you don't like it anymore?
At least something
Should
small.
we find you something else? Like,
let's see the picture of the mothers.
Okay.
So Frances is here. I'm getting that job.
Frances is here.
Good luck to her.
Yeah.
Let's see how she's able to use that.
yeah. Move police prosecutors to rural areas. Criminal defense lawyer says, okay, they have heard you. And Bolga, 2 dead, 7 injured, and houses burnt in renewed chieftaincy clash.
That's in Bolga town.
Well, sad one there. But Mother's Day, Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins. What do you
You don't want her to see the mothers.
Well, we'll see them. Let me
Yes.
activate this.
Okay.
Okay. So and Chief Justice, outgoing Chief Justice,
And then
and
And then the
EC
EC
boss.
chairperson.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins. That's First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Mrs. That's
Chief Justice.
Justice Georgina Theodora Wood, and I don't know why they, the EC boss looks very.
What a team.
Yeah.
What a team.
Yeah, that's a great team. Great team.
It's a great team.
But if they should have added the Kiadonko, Kiadonko, yeah. Charlie, but the First Lady is fit, eh? Look at her.
She is.
She's
Tilapia,
fit,
be
yeah.
careful.
I know. That's a very
You have
nice
to be
picture,
careful.
advocating for
Yes.
strong women in the
Yes.
world. I mean, in Ghana, who are
Yes.
pushing the front.
As super women.
Great team there.
Super women.
I love women. When women are in positions, okay, there's always everything is in order. When they are leading, I mean,
that is
Yes.
not. Nobody is in doubt of that.
Yes.
Your soft spot for women and issues of women and advocating for. You understand? Maybe we should consider for gender and social
exactly.
protection.
Gender and social protection.
It's interesting. If only Madam Otiko will allow me to sit there for
We'll
some
start having the Otiko bride fight, you know.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I mean, when they are in
She probably will.
positions-
So if Otiko and Bugri Nabo is Otiko Nabu,
What
then,
will bride?
Otiko and bride to the Otiko Amfo, Otiko Amfo or something.
Otiko Amfu
That
Diano.
is just a bad boy.
Anyways.
All right.
We'll take a break at this point. We'll be back on your television shortly.
Good morning and
You're going straight.
All right, so good morning, and it's time to bring you all the tidbits in the world of sports, and of course let you know everything that is going to be happening at 8 a.m. when we bring you the full bulletin. But in sports, you should note that Ghana yesterday beat Cameroon by 4-0 at the Under-17 African Cup of Nations in Gabon in Port-Gentil. So we'll bring you all the details to that particular one. The Black Starlets really playing some exhilarating football over there in that nation. We'll let you know all about that under Parkway Sifebin. And also in the Ghana Premier League, the first round coming to an end this weekend, and some great wins for the likes of Accra Hearts of Oak. Their arch rivals, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, are struggling, still struggling, even after hiring Steve Pollack. We'll let you know all about that. Great Olympics, we're drawing. Some other draws, Wafa still in the lead. We'll let you know all about that later at 8 a.m. And also, So still in football, we'll go straight to Europe because the title races in Europe are getting even hotter. Who are winning what in most of the title races? In Spain, what is happening over there? Is it going to the last day? In Italy, are Juventus winning hands down, or have they already won? Because remember, they had a game against their arch rivals, second placed AS Roma last night. What exactly happened on that particular day for the Turin Giants? And also, we'll cross over to Germany to bring you some details there as well. In England, we all know what happened on Friday. Chelsea beat West Bromwich Albion to win the English Premier League. Antonio Conte victorious in his first season in England. And of course, making sure that 4 consecutive seasons as a league manager or a club manager in charge of, making sure that a side is able to win a league title. He's been able to do it. 4 consecutive league titles for Antonio Conte now with Chelsea. Away from football, we'll go straight to the Formula One because, on the tracks in Spain, there seems to be some miracle for Mercedes-Benz. Lewis Hamilton, a man very much in form last year, battling with Nico Rosberg, ultimately losing the season's championship to the German. And this time around, he's not fighting with his own teammate. He's battling with a Ferrari driver and Sebastian Vettel. So we'll let you know what happened in Spain, the Spanish Grand Prix. And then, still in Spain, it was a very, very, very good weekend of sports action in Spain because there was football action, there was Formula One, and also there was tennis. Nadal just will not allow the likes of Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic to always steal the limelight and, of course, take away all the shining light. He's also back, winning. He's back with that particular win or the victory in the Madrid Open, which gives a lot of impressions about how the French Open could just go. He's going to be battling with the likes of Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic. Evan de Mare is back. He's going to be playing against him as well. So it really will be a very, very interesting Grand Slam. But the Masters titles, he's now won his 30th, equaling Novak Djokovic's all-time record. So we'll bring you a lot of these details later at 8 a.m. with me, Thierry Nyan, here with the NewDay team. Right? Amma, is anything like the belated Mother's Day?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Okay,
want to give
belated Happy Mother's Day.
And belated one to you, Hannah.
You see, I have a sense that people are just trying to downplay Hearts of Folks.
Yeah. I just knew you mentioned Hearts.
Thierry,
because your car is now branded Hearts of Folks.
Yes, that's it. See, the boys are bad.
Thierry, Afraid, they are haters.
Yes.
Thierry and
We know them.
That's a serious allegation.
We know them.
Don't mind Johnny. Don't mind Johnny.
We know
but Hearts are doing quite well, actually. They are third. They maintain their position going into the second round.
We're coming to the top.
You're coming to the top?
That's
a very bold statement.
That's our destination. Yeah.
Wafa is occupying it.
Just give us first 3 games of the second round. We are on top. We're beating Liberty again when the league resumes and the second round, and then we'll jump to the top.
It was a good game, actually.
All right, thank you, Ferry. We'll take the news right after this. Please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back.
Well, hello and good morning. My name is Anthony Jackson and I'm here with some more news. Now, 2 people were confirmed dead and 7 others injured in a renewed violent chieftaincy confrontation in Bolgatanga in the Upper East region. Several houses and property have also been burnt in the incident, which started Saturday evening at a funeral ground at a community in the Bolga municipality. Now, pregnant women and sick persons at Asimesi in the Yellow Krobo district of the eastern region are carried in a makeshift bamboo-made stretcher and often have to trek for 4 hours to seek health care at Somenya. Lack of access roads and unavailability of a health facility in the area are wiping out the community.
Our journey to Asimesi, a community on a rocky mountain located near Somenya, took the news team 4 hours. There's no access road, only Okada and tractors are used to conveying people to the area. At this point, tractors cannot be used, so we had to make the journey on foot alongside some indigents who were returning home. We got to the community, which had a population of about 1,000.
We are farmers. Because of this, we lose most of our produce because we are unable to convey all to the market.
This is how pregnant women and sick persons are carried for 4 hours on foot to the nearby hospital.
Just about 2 months ago, I lost my uncle around 12 a.m. midnight. This uncle was sick. We have to wait to about 4 o'clock before moving him to the hospital. On arrival at the hospital, I lost him.
The community depends on this polluted stream water emanating from an unhygienic rock. Women and school children trek long distances before they get water for their house chores. The assembly member of the area says they feel neglected. The Olimatach school, which had primary 1 to 3, is a debt trap.
A staff of a youth employment authority who have been posted to Asinese is the only teacher here, and he doubles as a teacher, the headmaster. He has to combine 3 classes to teach them. A day that he cannot come to school, that means that the school has to be closed down that day.
But the Klome Hemeng, an advocacy and heritage association which focuses on rural support, had extended medical screening to the community. Residents were screened of all kinds of ailments, especially eye diseases. Some used clothing and farming implements and materials were donated to the farmers.
Now, President Akufo-Addo has assured government will equip students of senior high technical schools with skills to cope in a fast-changing world. The president noted a technical high school graduate without skills is worse off than a junior high school dropout. President Akufo-Addo was addressing the 33rd anniversary of the Mafi Kumasi Senior High Technical School.
Unemployment and joblessness in Ghana is blamed partly on the failure of the educational system and policymakers to provide the youth with the requisite skills. These the president acknowledged but insisted the programs and policies to be implemented by this administration will address the shortfalls. President Akufo-Addo made reference to, for instance, the One District, One Factory, One Village, One Dam, which he said will require skilled personnel to function.
We call them technical schools, and they do not have laboratories and workshops, and the children do not have the opportunity to do the practical component of the courses they take. They take courses in technical drawing, building construction, clothing and textile, animal husbandry, applied electricity without workshops.
The president said his government will prioritize a change in the education system to focus on practical skills training.
We need to modernize all aspects of our lives, and we need skilled people to lead the modernization process. The belief we have is that if we can produce a workforce that has a basic education at high school, we would accelerate our modernization process.
The president then pledged to construct a modern, well-equipped workshop for Mafi Kumasi Senior High Technical. The Japanese government is helping to build a science laboratory in the school.
This morning, handing over to the trio. Bonjour, comment allez-vous?
Charlie.
Okay.
Over to
This
you guys.
your French.
Hey.
It's rusty.
It's
let me help
Google
you.
French.
So say bonjour. Ça va?
Très bien.
Ça va bien?
Très bien.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a morning
De
greeting.
manger?
No.
Yeah, you de hungry?
All right. And I'll see you guys later.
All right, have a good day.
If you're hungry, look for some wachi and then...
Yeah, sort yourself. We'll take a break, but we'll return shortly after this. and some of your messages that we've got here on social media, WhatsApp specifically. So happy belated Mother's Day to all responsible mothers and potential ones, especially my super mom, Madame Dorothy Ahu of 2nd D Kojokrom from Francis Ami here in 2nd D. Now, if your mom has never asked you to zip or unzip her kaba before Masa, you were adopted. Good morning, TV3. Keep it up, the good work. And good morning, TV3. Good morning to all of you. Nana Akufo-Addo's government is full of family and friends, and it seems everyone is pleased with it. We didn't see this under John Mahama, but he was insulted, lambasted, vituperated, right, left, and center. God is watching. Divine from Tamale. Johnny, tell Mr. President and MPP team that if they know employment workers have displaced, then they should tell them, because since they took over power, nothing has been given to them. And if that will be the case, then demonstration is planning to be organized. Okay, demonstration is planning itself. Mohammed, thank you. Good morning to all NewDay crew. And good morning to the entire NewDay crew. Please, what is the title of the song you played at the opening ceremony of today's show? Please, I love that song. It's Tatiana Manoa's Like You. That's Cyril's importation from China. I hope it's not encouraging Galamsey. Good morning. I wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. I'm still see what I did with my mom yesterday. I can't say all about my mom, only God. I'll say many, many thanks to you, Mom. Love you too much. And Napa and Jacob. Good morning, everyone there. You all look good, and this is God's doing. Thank you. We acknowledge that from your good friend, Ben Freeman. Morning to the crew. Oh, Nanado should do something quick to save the NHIS from collapsing, from Abdul Karim in Sunyani. Good morning, TV3. You guys are the best. Please, I'd like to meet my favorite panelist, Mr. Bright. God bless you all. Senior Bright will meet you if it depends on conditions that are attached to it, terms and conditions. Mothers more celebrated in Ghana than fathers, but they should not forget that men came before women. So Father's Day should be celebrated more special ways. Sami Nkrumah. I agree with you, Sami, that the men have been left. Good morning, guys. Please, let's take this opportunity to wish Miss Mary Ewa, formerly of Vodafone Ghana Cantonment, Regina Apalo, Swami Methodist Church, and Beatrice Akwa Kakra, Kwadaso Agrika. I wish you all Mother's Day from St. Ejiri Kokobin. This guy sounds like somebody who's been going around to eat at, very location. But we want Father's Day to be equally celebrated like Mother's Day.
When fathers start being extremely responsible and living up to the task like women do,
how do you mean?
Then I'm sure people will, because it's a personal thing. I, for one, celebrate my father because he's always been there. I mean, he's so instrumental in my upbringing, so I do celebrate him. But there are others, when we talk about men and women, generally, fathers and mothers,
when women get pregnant, they get breast milk naturally in their breast. You can't drink it yourself. You have to give it to the baby. Does that make you any caring?
Yes, it does. Do you know what goes into breastfeeding?
If we also had breast milk, we will share it.
Please.
We will distribute
You'll be roaming. You won't even stay home to feed that baby.
Johnny,
we've been sharing our
Johnny and Amma. For me, my issue is that a woman is not a mother until she's made one by a man. So why do you celebrate the fruit and not the tree? That makes I don't get it.
Yeah, the tree that bears the fruit.
Please, let's not do this. I mean, let's
just a woman, a mother.
So you've already started ranting here.
Yeah,
but again, so guys, I mean, the question is Mother's Day celebration overkill? Are we celebrating it in extremity more than we think women, provide? Let's rant some more on the streets of Accra with George Quinion.
Yesterday marked Mother's Day, and there are some controversies that surround these celebrations. What is it? It's said that the Mother's Day celebrations has come to outshine the essential role fathers also play in the nature of the awards. It's not only the mothers, the fathers are also part of this whole deal. And so it's more like an allegation against the women, mothers for that matter. And so we want to settle this score once and for all. Let's invite the parties and talk to the issue. This is Daily Rant. Let's keep talking.
Anu ye dimpa ya betumi ama so ya so betumi do esi form nti se bibi wo honom na ye ni gye ho ya me anu ye din wo ho pa eni nti na ma wo hu Father's Day ni se anu nhyedan ye din na Mother's Day no anu odin no
mema na a show mumma ye ya papa ma omuma no omusa mo di nsemmone no edoso nti bad no e overshadow the good side of men enu ntine ma ye nti omonka no but ebinum ye pa me papa say we good pa but omo di nsem omo nhwe omuma no ebi kura wo ne ba onim se ne ba ne odise ya na odise onim ne ba kala kra but o se wa wo ba nti mema ye sere omo so pese ye hype omo de na bebre eni nsempa ti se de ma ne bebre di nsempa pa no
ese mu di nsempa nsempa de edipa na emo na edi nsempa na onka na mo nsembone no na onka ni nsembone so na mfiri yen oba sebe wa yu kuma mu se wo po ba no na chiribu ni me bia ekoso ni ade no
mo ti bi suban ni sie saa
ezo hu a na bi ho be ka no e bia na oja ho akọ ntu no wo da hye mu na fi
papa wuji di saa de wo ka ne te saa de na so papa fo no nieme bi wo ha mo nya kra sanse mo yi sika no to a mo nhwe se sika ya beso anase enso ye ka school fees asem in fact we ba no problems be why ye be ka kire won na so na wo fo say we papa nti no bi wo say me le ja na asem na papa we de mama we okasa dodo na me de ni school fees en so se wo tumi hwe na wo ke uni bi mpo ke bi kire akwala ne oh me ba ana me yire ka che me ba ni se me ni bi wo ho na adwuma mu o ma me na wo twi bi ana boso me na me fan settle problem bi e wo fie papa fo ni bi me yesa won kasa basa ne ma hu bi e se wakobo nsa obebe na ni na ho eni nti no e ma mofra na ni nye won papa no ho
se wo ba nso oyire aye wo bibi na wo mpa enye wo ba no na wo de be kwa gugu no se me wo maame aye mi bibi se nti ne me nhwe wo akwala no oye innocent onye wo hwe nti de nti na wo ka se wo maame aye me boni se nti no wo oba no me nhwe wo me nye wo hwe nti wo se wo ye wo responsibility se wo be hwe akwala na wawo no papa fo bi mistake omu di man na chi ye ne se so wo pia ba wate se ne ba ya de bone na wa soro si akwala na so ene ehwe obehwe no ori enfi dada wo de ewu e ba sa obu ni wie a maame na wa report no no afra akwala no eye enye sa wanu se wo ye sa papa bebo but maame no na report ma ya bo no nti our advice se wo ye be ma na se wo pie na wo yire ka
omu de omani gi ade pa
ha wo pie na se wo yire ka se wo ba na ye se nti bona ka kire ne se wo no ye kire wo nti wo so pa ne se no
o se ebi ho na aho kire ho asa na wo be ba ne ade no na wo be wa
tu nye ready me ho
oh ndi ye wo sebe wo no yire kura ne wo ho kura na wo hu se o yire no ma no wo fo so aho achi wo so na wo kwa adwuma wo be ko no ade na fi ebeto mu na oba no afa wo ni abiri na wo mu se wo wadwi ni wo be bia wo oba no so na wo hwe se wo be hwe wo yire no ma no na won wadwi adwumbo no ma wo ba no anase wo bia wo ba no ya boni na enya na wo ka pepepe na ono oba no buafu se bia wo ka wo ba no wo pese wo be se uska ma akwala ne wo ko school na fi hu sa akwala ne bo bra boni no wo be ma no hwe ni kuma ti se oba no ne we ya jai wo be ma so entimi krokros ani ma no eno na ne ma no enti ase no ebi ono de sa hu abufuo na wo de kanka ne nsema enka wo se wo be ma wo papa enti na ma akwala no so wo na adwum so ono no be enu so be me ya sebe me kwa me na ebi na me kwa kura na obuafu sa bia ma kwa babi enso na nye babi na me kwa enso na adwuma mu nti na me dwen
mpempu se ya mu kwa mu mpebo amu kakra mu de besie ne be ma na bresa
enye nyina na ya sa obi a odo ne kunu no do ne ma ne de owo bibi a oda ne di e ma ne ba no ne kunu no enya so mfa so nti se wo do ma na wo do kunu a me je di se wo bi ya se wo yi na de pue na wo kunu hu etse wo kunu so brebi so won se na papa ne kan bibi se mene ma na ekope ba na yen ye yusu ni ade me agree me ne ye ayipa okoi anopa obeba nojo wakwa ahemache weja kakra obia ti se wo so bo ho modern se wo ka kire wo ba ne se wo papa kwa na oja oni o muma ye yusu ni kakra ne mama ye yusu ni kakra na fi aya asundwe na mie ni bi wo ha me ka ma mia na ma se aka menema ne menema so de mie ni bi wo ho a oyi sika na ode ma abofra no on kire mu mani hu se wo papa na de sika yi ma wo se jema jetu ani school fees no ne mu no be ne se bra na beje se bi wo papa kwa siampani no so sorry okọ onua nyamie no nokura obeka bibia kire na obeja bibia kire eye menema bi no nti wo na ode be ma abofra se wo papa kwa no wanya ni nyina na onyan ni o se me mfa ma nti wo kokoto school fees na ka che teacher ni se anso na papa se okọ adwuma ba na aka no ode beba ye sa ebeboa ama emma no so ehu agyanom eboa esom
Mambe man be me kwa adwuma nti ba wo kwa adwuma no wonya adwuma ne hina sika na wo pe nya na se wo ba no odo bi e wo se ba mu ntem ama at the end of it after we call retirement na de no to say me crumbs here will be on my say or share man or aqualana ye or the body to quine or bar or the car and in bed ready fear, not the boots and and papa fear. Yes, obey your man good papa fear, not or the lights and a pair as or lights in the gunuso. But so we yam now show body year. I'm telling you, people celebrate their fathers. Through me, I will celebrate my father. Sometimes they do Mother's Day. I feel a bit sad because I feel some papa is jealous kaka because he's been a very good father to me, and I always say Father's Day so you better hype it say so that it will give me the opportunity to show him how much I may pay my papa some because and I always cry here will be it's a Parents' Day. Now I get to say yeah. Because me, I have to celebrate both of them. Because me and we came together, they put resources together. Mami on the bash kitchen na. Omu ye aduano no. Omu na e bon komo bibi e ha no obeka ache wo papa no. You are not woni fie.
Okopesika.
Okopesika but at the end of sika no okopesika ni na wie na se wo ba no eni odo bia de mawa. Sika na open so fa so na we he. Enya fa so bia e ma busua no. Nti wo se wonya time e de ma fie. Sika pa ne de ehia ye pa because ye pesika na spend pa. Ye just can.
Ye just spend there ye ba ye se musu
Kano ebi ha me gine tum o se me say se me hwe ma oba sebe oba me nyibe nem bi a me hunti o se onu oyere che na o hwe no begini bibi akoso fine me bitimi ba ma o huntimi kire be ma o huntimi kire o ko bibi a yeye ho no se na se oba no nya wonte oba ya afi obetomu na se wife do bi oh na say I don't know kwanko ebi a say wontibi dey fifi o say din o wo angu say wo for so dey no for so oh unti say wanyame abo na bi ono so bomode ekono na I say so oba anya kura etwuru ba dem so di ase but the man no man bi nim sa de no oba ma obi ehun say ono na ye den o show unti esa no ya edu ba bia na nyame bo ne say obi a wo konye ba bi esie wie a na wo fa ho adwins me yiri tema na me wo no na me no enjoy ne yema no me ho kire me no wo de be fa kwa bi su sa ne ma no ya yetimi ma so yetimi nya adwin bi etisan yesuban so ti ase
simpempi kra mo ma me fo mo na mo di hye nkola ne timu e ma nkola ne ka be pay mothers ne kra che fathers no nti say how can we also ensure say bia ye ma Father's Day so abaye big sana how can you help send obeboa
me fitiase no me kan say ye mmia no ya no ye din woni ememu a e ma de kode no kosoro nti sisi a ye hu na agyanom nso ehu se ho asadini na ya kyerɛkyerɛ mu te sɛ na ye kan agyanom na ɛsɛ wɔyɛ ennanom na ɛsɛ ye nyina ye mango together nti se yetumi mango together there then ɛsɛ ye nyina ya no ye den Father's Day ne ye nyina ya no ye den wo ho Mother's Day ye nyina ya no ye den impo ye mfa ne sɛ oberema nka ho a obi ntumi ho awo nyina fare bae no if you oberema na abedua wo nti ye nyina ye nka mom na ye nyina ya no ye de na ye nyina ye appreciate na obia ye ene no berema ye eno be ma no ya sosidi
well they are meet me their account what they say I would wish say Mother's Day e go hold that but not so much in the system but media ni bem radio for can TV
media na mambo papa for no
me to me sana me hu say na mo si hype Mother's Day na we be sponsor we ye program say no sanka mo ye dem Father's Day no nka no so be boa pa but me what I always advocate for a Parents' Day because I feel say me di Mother's Day the first and Father's Day na ba my happy papa because he's been very good. It was some ye bibi to say Parents' Day again celebrate omo mi enu omo ka bo mu ehwe nkwala no
no kana nukre mo na mo ya na mo kama ma no mo sade na wo pa nti mo de bia ye kura ka say mo de bia na ba Father's Day na ebi okura ye hu ba 3 days ansane obi abete say Father's Day ba esu man e ba 2 weeks gura na mo ka nti no man ka de no ano e de say nyina back together na ma no so afi na ekono mo nyina mo nya mo na say edu mo time a ena ye nyina boa edu yan so time na ye nyina boa sa na say ye nyina ye kan tubom na atwam ko ne ma ne ntwam ko na aka no na afi ye nyina ye mo ho ban.
So media, there's a task for you. You guys are encouraged to, give proximity or priority to that of Father's Day, like you do for Mother's Day. If you want to join the discussion, just log on to our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's News on TV3, and on Twitter, it's News TV3. Our WhatsApp line is 050-823-5228. Thanks for watching, and this has been Daily Rant.
Right. This man, he says the media, you have a role. He's taking himself out of it.
Well, I guess you've made your mind as to how the celebration is done.
Yeah.
I think that it's a
They should come together and collaborate. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not about Father's Day, Mother's Day. It's about parenting.
Yes.
You know, and that's the key point. But happy birthday to you, Jennifer Donu. It's your birthday today. Former Mrs. Hughes, happy birthday to you.
Is she a mother?
Well, I'm sure she's breastfed somebody before.
Okay,
but yeah,
happy Mother's
I'm not sure
Day.
about it.
Belated. So,
we'll be back after this.
Daily Guide starts this morning and says that Chinese girl dares back home over sex videos. Chop at NCA, directors blow $4 million. Senate frees Ibrahim Mahama. Those are stories on the Daily Guide this morning. The Ghanaian Times says government will exact accountability from all institutions. That's the president talking. And then 2 die, 7 injured in renewed chieftaincy clashes in Bolga in the Upper East region. And again, that banner story, 9 perish in gory accident on Suyani Berekum Highway. There's a story here. Senate drops case against Ibrahim Mahama. If you remember the story of the Senate deductions. The Business Day says 3,000 artisans threaten Marine Drive project. Government tourism job creation in limbo. I guess those guys at the Art Center, that's what it's talking about. And then the Daily Statesman labs workshops answer to unemployment. President pledges commitment to technical education. And the new nominated Chief Justice, Akufo-Addo, seeks partnership with judiciary as he names new Chief Justice. And then BDC's debt could push non-performing loans beyond 20%. That's Philip Oredo of Car Bank talking there, suggesting some not too good situations with the banks. My guest this morning to do the talking to my extreme left is a member of the NDC, Mr. and a legal practitioner, Mr. Abraham Amalba. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm grateful to have you on a Monday morning like this.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And then Dr. Samuel Batchison Ofer is the director at the Drolo Center for Strategic Leadership at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Good morning, too.
Good morning.
And great to have you.
Fine, thank you.
And then to my left is Nana Frederick Moforiata, is the second vice chair of the NPPC region, a member of the NPP. Good morning, too.
Morning, sir.
Hope you're doing great.
God's grace.
Good. And the president is well.
I believe so.
Grateful for your time this morning. Now, let's start with the issue of Galamsey. We can't stop talking about it. We will talk about it until our water bodies are clean, the environment is also protected. The president is suggesting that it is not a fight to get foreigners out or attack them. It is only to ensure that our laws are adhered to. That's what the president said. The Daily Graphic carries that story. Galamsey fight, not xenophobic attack. That's the president talking there. Nana, I want to start with you this morning. So, at least we have got it to a point, but the picture is being painted as if it is a fight against particularly Chinese, even though we can say that there are other nationals who are involved in this illegal activity. Now, are we fighting against Galamsey in a way that suggests that we are against foreigners working in our country?
I don't think so. Let me start off with quoting him, the president, in the graphic. And I think that, for me, should be the basis around which everybody does their thinking about this battle.
Right.
And I quote, this is from the story, as you said, it's Galamsey fight, not xenophobic attack. The story is by Sebastian Syme. Is it Syme or Sim? S-Y-M-E, Syme, okay. And one of the paragraphs, he's quoted as saying, "We are not against Chinese or any other citizens." And this is the part that I'm interested in. But what we are all seeking is to protect the integrity of our environment, to secure a better future for the unborn generation. For me, that's what's key. That's what really matters. And it cannot be that it's about where you're from. Because why? Ghanaians who collectively own the land, so to speak, and therefore, if we're to go by it's a national thing, you probably say, well, if it's our land, we should be left to do it. And then, no, it's not about that. It's about what I just read, the environment, and therefore also the future of our people, especially those unborn, even those alive. Because why? One of the reasons there's an uproar is the fact that our water is contaminated. Our forests are being depleted. Land mass for agriculture is under attack, and we need food regardless of how much gold we discover for ourselves and all that. So when you package that, it cannot be that it's about the Chinese. I gather that the Chinese, for example, especially regarding the treatment of Ghanaians in China, I gather that there's some effect on them. I think it would be dishonest on the part of the Chinese to think that they find it proper that we should allow them to come and degrade our property in the manner that is going on. I'd be very surprised if they believe officially, it's a public policy of theirs, that this is how it should be. I doubt it. I also doubt that they'll tolerate anything that's considered a crime in their country. And if in our case that's what we consider this, then it is so. Now, I also notice the president talks about how it works. Again, they've written here, he indicated that the comprehensive plan detailed a well-coordinated strategy to ensure the end of galamsey in the country and urged Ghanaians to support the government to see that. Talk about support. Again and again and again. One, the media must be congratulated on their approach to this whole process. They're a major factor in pushing the agenda to ensure that we secure our lands as far as galamsey issues are concerned. And so again, we have to congratulate you. And I pray, which is true, that you'll continue this, even if the government were to end their plan or program or whatever.
The media should continue its work against
it cannot stop, because we must constantly be educated about what this menace does to us. Because at every point in time, people are going to be interested in minerals. We've been blessed with the minerals to the extent that it's going to be around for a while. If not forever, at least for a while. So, God forbid that Nana Fredia will do it, but assuming Nana Fredia were a galamsey person and he's gone, maybe the next person takes over, and you know what I'm saying? It can't be. We have to stop it. If there's going to be mining, it should be structured. It should be beneficial to all, because this galamsey is not beneficial to all of us. Not in terms of the profits that the miners will make, but even how they spend their profits. Why? If you're mining, we expect to benefit in some form, because you'll spend your money, you'll all kinds of things that build your environment. This doesn't. We haven't seen anything that's proving to be of benefit to our society in a manner that we can be proud of. And so all of this is important. The other fact is the fact that there's a comprehensive plan, and there's a promise, a pledge, which we must hold the president to, because he has made it, that it will be sustained until we can put it to a stop. Now,
you're not worried about the fact that some have suggested that the illegal mining, the president himself has said it is so complex, and so some have said, well, perhaps due to its complex nature, government can only make some noise about it from the beginning, and then it's not something we can stop.
Well, then I'd say to the person that, one, you're very skeptical about the impact and effect of the media on the psyche of our people regarding understanding and appreciating this, because the media is a major player now in carrying this fight to secure our you see, and it's not against it's not to stop people from working, it's to tell people that this particular activity is not good.
Okay.
So that all that is a good battle. And then there's the fact that, well, we must have confidence in the fact that this, you see, it isn't about stopping mining. I have to repeat that. It isn't about stopping mining. It's about galamsey. It is an illegal act.
Right.
Yes, and we cannot tolerate that. And the illegality is causing a whole host of things.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Let me go to Mr. Amaliba. Mr. Amaliba, isn't it perhaps the media that is painting the picture that this fight is against foreigners? Because we seem to hear in the media the Chinese, and so it's like Ghanaians are not even involved in it at all.
Bright, let me say good morning to your viewers. Over the weekend, Bright, if you may permit me, over the weekend in Bolgatanga, there were renewed clashes, which resulted in 2 people dying. It's an unfortunate situation. I want to use this medium to send my condolences to the bereaved family and to call upon the feuding factions to cease fire, because we need peace to exist so as to develop the constituency and Bolga as a whole. These renewed clashes will only end up causing more havoc and people dying. I do not think that the two factions would want everybody to die so as they can become the chief. Ascending the throne means you want to rule over people. But if people are dying as a result of your actions, they must step backwards and rethink. And I think the government should also think about putting in place a group of eminent chiefs to see how they can deal with the matter. Whereas the criminal aspect is also there, we can also look at the cultural aspect, look at some prominent chiefs to also come in there to deal with the matter.
Okay. We'll definitely come talk about the clashes, but let's go ahead with it.
I do not know why the president even made this call in the first place. Because there are as much Ghanaians than there are Chinese in the Galamsey business.
Or foreign nationals.
Yeah, foreign nationals. There are so many Ghanaians in the Galamsey business than Chinese or foreign nationals. So the call for me in the first place doesn't sit well with the current situation that we find ourselves. But you see, why are the Galamseyers resisting? It's partly due to some of the pronouncements of the president when he was campaigning. Clearly, he told them that that act, he will not describe it as illegal, and that when he comes, he'll regularize it. Now, for him to ascend the throne and now begin to say he wants to abolish it completely, those in the illegal business feel hard done by. And so I am not surprised that there are resistance, and you saw a video prior to this time which was going around daring the president to, as it were, come to close down the sites. But you also see that, for me, there are half-hearted approach to this fight against Galamsey.
It's not a total one?
It's not. It's not, because the BNI conducted a research and listed some eminent people in this country, cited them for acts that contribute to the Galamsey activities. We heard the Minister for Lands, I don't know whether by his own volition or he was coerced, come out to want to exonerate some of these people. I do not think that it is the business of the minister to go out there to exonerate people who have been cited in a BNI report. I can understand if those people who have been cited want to clear their names, and they will use and find a medium to do that. But as a minister of lands fighting Galamsey, is it not undermining your own work if you then turn around to want to exonerate some people? I expected that these persons who have been cited, if they were dissatisfied, as I know they are dissatisfied, they have their own spokespersons, they have their own medium, they will use it to question the validity of the report. But not a minister who is out there making it clear that he's out. And I know for the last 4 months, about 80% of his attention is focused on Galamsey, which is a good thing to do. But the singular act that he did last week by coming out to exonerate some people whilst leaving others. The question is, if you wanted to exonerate people, why don't you exonerate all the eminent people who were found in there? But you choose and pick. And I think that
is that what you call half-hearted fight?
It's a
if you say 80% of his work is on Galamsey, then how come just 20% and you think it's half-hearted?
Yes, because you can now see that from what he did by having a press conference to exonerate some people, it means that he doesn't even believe in his own fight against Galamsey. That is how I came to the conclusion that it is half-hearted approach. So we need to ask the minister to focus on the work that he has assigned himself. That is to stop Galamsey. But don't attempt to want to make it look like, oh, you are okay if some people are being cited, but others, you are not okay. It is not his business. It doesn't lie within his domain. And I think that if we are out there to fight Galamsey, let's fight Galamsey irrespective of who
is involved.
So and let the people who are involved extricate themselves, and not the same minister coming out.
You earlier said that there are more Ghanaians in it than even Chinese. So for you, the fight is equally with Ghanaians engaged. We shouldn't pay too much attention to foreigners involved in it.
The fight should be a fight against Galamsey in this country.
No matter who is involved.
Following that is, no matter who is involved, it's inconsequential at all. And so don't let us be talking Chinese, Senegalese, Nigerians. No. It's a fight to protect our environment. And that's why I indicated that we should, and I was excited when the Minister of Information told the ambassador, the Chinese ambassador, right in his face, that the fight against Galamsey is a fight to protect our environment, and that the ambassador should tell his countrymen and women to respect the laws of Ghana. That, for me, is the way to go. I do not think that we can start talking about Chinese Galamseyers, Ghanaian Galamseyers, and any other Galamseyers. It is a fight to protect our environment. And I have indicated that to let the Chinese understand, there are certain things that the Chinese would not budge. For instance, the issue of Tibet, the issue of Hong Kong, the issue of Taiwan. No matter what you do, the Chinese will never budge. Let the Chinese also know that the environment is our Tibet, the environment is our Hong Kong, and the environment is our Taiwan. Such that we cannot, under any circumstance, trade our environment for anything less. That is how we should
go about it.
I'm
grateful. Dr. Ofe, so the president called not the fight, not xenophobic. We're not fighting nationals. It's in the right order. That's according to the arguments.
Yeah. Let me also say that the call is a good call. After all, the president is the embodiment of everything in this community called Ghana. The community is made up of political, it's made up of social, made up of economic, made up of cultural, made up of legal environment. And at this time, when something is going on wrong, I think that he is the one who will have to make this particular call. And he has done it rightly for me. He is the president of Ghana, and he is the president of all Ghanaian nationals. He's also the custodian of even foreign nationals who are here. So if anything he finds anything going on wrong, I think that he has a right to make this call type of calls. He must make sure that law and order even prevails when the foreign nationals, those foreign nationals who are desecrating our environment and they are degrading it. He is the one who must bring law and order. So the call for me is appropriate, is apt for now. We are talking of xenophobic. Right. I grew up along the Brim enclave.
The Achim area.
Achim area, specifically Esiakwa, Asafo, Japoma, all those areas.
I was waiting for him to say Chemi. He hasn't said it.
No,
It's a wrap.
Okay, I only came to Chemi because... And I grew up there. And I must say that those were days when, even when it rained, you could stand and pick gold. Gold.
Off the ground, yeah.
Ground. And then even the mud houses. Nobody broke any mud house.
In search of gold.
In search of gold. Even though people knew the value of gold, they never did that. Why? When we are talking of Chinese nationals, why are we not talking of Ivorian nationals? Why are we not talking of the Nigerian nationals who are even here doing the same thing? We are talking of Chinese nationals because the advent of these people in the business of galamsey is a big menace and danger to us. We are not getting these heavy payloaders, graders, and who are bringing them? Most of them, you find these Chinese doing that. Even if Ghanaians will be behind it, the Chinese are goading them on. We can do it, so do it. I don't think if there is any call as to whether or not their activities are legal or not. I think that we are not even pushing it hard enough. Because just like my brother said, you cannot go to China. And I mean, you are a Ghanaian. You are a Ghanaian. You cannot go to China, go to the bush and start felling trees, start digging, and then creating problems for us. So I think that, in a nutshell, let me say that the president has hit the nail on the head.
But you see, Bright.
Dr. Phil, I'm grateful.
You see, no Chinese would leave this country and know where a forest is in Ghana.
He might have been led by a Ghanaian. That's what you're suggesting?
Sure. It's the Ghanaians who front for them. It's the Ghanaians who lead them to the sides. Indeed, the Chinese also have their own story to tell. What they say is that they provide, is it technical service in an illegal act, you know, that they provide, they bring their champhan.
Yes.
It's called what? I don't know.
It's a technical service.
So, indeed, I think the fight should be taken more to Ghanaians, and when we are able to deal with the Ghanaians, they will not bring their collaborators to Ghana. I think that to sustain this, I've said it time with a number, that since we have marine police, we must also now begin to have environmental police who will be stationed permanently. Their modus operandi is when this happens, when there's a heat, they go underground and they resurface. But I don't think that they can stand a long haul fight if you have the police stationed there continuously. And these are police who must be recruited just for that act, because time will come. And we have begun buying water from outside.
Yes, when you go out, you see bottled water.
Kirkland water is imported all over. Time will come when water will be more expensive than petrol in this country.
It's important that we also notice that this story has been raised in the Finder dealing directly with the Chinese matter. It says Ghana-China relations must survive Galamsey controversy. It's in the Finder page 16. In a lot of the English, one of the things it notices is that the Chinese embassy in Ghana has expressed concern about the negative publicity the country was receiving. It's important. It also says that the Chinese ambassador has made it clear that this is not something that is a state policy that they endorse. Therefore, it's important that we mention the fact that it is not
an attack on them, on their nationals.
One of the things that it does, and Dr. raised the point, one of the things that it does is because the president has spoken, it begins to build a mentality among Ghanaians that don't go attacking Chinese people for no reason. You know, you don't have an image that Chinese are thieves or whatever. No, there are specific Chinese people who are doing a specific thing, and that's what we're doing. And it's not because they are Chinese; it's because what's going on is not right. So it's important. Finally, there's also mention on this table about Nana Akufo-Addo, the candidate, saying that he didn't think there was anything wrong with Galamsey and that he regularized it. Yes, he said he regularized it. He didn't say he doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not true.
It's legal, so you want to
regularize it. Yes. Whoever says he said that should come and prove it.
If you are regularizing,
they should bring us. They should bring us proof that this is what he said, and that is his words. Instead of sitting on TV and making it some of their political propaganda tools that they use without justification. Nowadays, change has come on. So we will not tolerate those things that some people used to do, and look at where my hand is going. Those things that some people used to do when they were in government.
Okay, but then you agree? He said he regularized it. That's the point.
And if you notice it, the minister has also stated that. The minister has stated that. There are those who will mine. Mining is not a policy the state is against or the government is against. And so what you want to do now is, these are people who don't have licenses. They're not
do the wrong thing.
They're not operating with the Environmental Protection Agency's parameters. All of those things come to play. So even small-scale miners are being told to slow down on their operations or stop because some of them are doing the same thing. So it is a wholesome policy approach that they're taking, and I think that they're doing very well. I like them to do more also. I also think that there's more to do, but you cannot fault what's going on. It's better, you see, in the last government's attempt to do this thing, you know that it was more targeted at the Chinese than at stopping the menace. Where did it take us?
That is a palpable lie.
Okay.
It was
all right. We'll move on.
And
not to target Chinese. That's what you want to say.
If it were that, the Chinese ambassador would have spoken against it.
Okay, I'm grateful. Now, the BNFT talks about the National Policy Summit expected to begin today. It says the maiden edition of the National Policy Summit begins today at the Accra International Conference Center. Now, the two-day event organized by the Ministry of Information is expected to afford selected ministries the opportunity to engage stakeholders on specific policies and how they will be implemented. The platform is also designed to enable the private sector identify how to tap into or be part of these policies. The main focus of the Maiden Summit is the economy. So the economy will be in focus today. The president is expected to open the summit, the guest speaker there. The two-day summit will have 5 sessions and will be attended by relevant sector ministries. Now, we're told that topics to be covered include the private sector opportunities in the real sector, that's agriculture, industry services. We're told that infrastructure for poverty eradication program, revenue expenditure and public financial management act, and debt and financial sector management strategies and implications on the economy, among others, will be discussed. So the key thing is that it is to allow the private sector to tap into government policies that is expected to ensure that they develop and create that kind of employment. But now, again, let me start with you. Now, we used to have the Meet the Press series. We've also had the town hall meetings where government policies were explained, the private sector could ask questions. Now, there's a shift from that to a national policy summit. And the last time we spoke to the Information Ministry, they said that it is to be organized every month. How well would this impact on the private sector?
Well, first of all, is there a shift, or is this an added approach to making sure that information is well disseminated? I haven't heard anywhere that the ministry says that they won't do the other things. They meet the presses and the town hall meetings. Yeah. In fact, I'd be very disappointed if they chose to do that, because not everybody will come to the policy summit. You know, no matter where you hold it, not everybody will be there. But if you provide other areas, so while some are at the policy summit, some will listen to meet the press reportage and all that. Others will also come to town hall meetings, and you have access to a wider range of the Ghanaian populace. So I doubt that they're shifting. I think that this is another approach.
An added one to, okay.
Yes. Now, on the substantive matter of its importance, I think it's so crucial that, especially when change is at your doorstep, if you are not made to appreciate it, to recognize it, to understand how you fit into it, then we have a problem. And it is the burden of the government to let the Ghanaian understand what it is that we're getting into. A lot of things are happening. We've just discussed Galamsey. We need the Ghanaian to appreciate what it means. We're working on making sure that the policy of ensuring that every district has one entity or the other that is creating wealth, generating employment, pushing ideas, letting people be creative, utilizing our resources in a manner that best benefits us, must be explained to the public. I'm referring to one district, one factory policy, for example. All of those things put together must constantly be told to the Ghanaian. Typically, there are a lot of people out there who, for example, and I'll stick with the one district.
Is it not too much talk?
Why should it be?
What too much to
when you raise that question,
they need to see the
when you raise that question, you minimize the work of people like you and I, you, the media, and those of us who work in the communication industry. If we do not communicate policies well, how will the people appreciate what it is that government is doing, so that they can make sure that it manifests in their lives? The people have voted the government into office to implement policies. One of the ways of ensuring that the policies are effective in the implementation is to bring the people along with it. And this is what is happening.
I see.
I think so. All these over the years, when one system or method or the other has been brought in to woo the public to further appreciate what government is doing, who have been the greater beneficiaries? The people. And that's what this should be. So for me, there should be clarity, and you see it's targeting stakeholders, and then it's a way of going about it, because in this instance, you're
particularly the real sector, agriculture,
exactly,
industry,
the primary core actors in particular policies, for example, will be wooed in, and then as a result, you can then share it with the rest of the public. So I think it's a good idea. Let's see how it works out. Let's see how it's absorbed, and I pray that we all further appreciate it so that we can better disseminate it to the public. It's so crucial.
I see.
You know, one last point. You know, for example, people have questions about this one district, one factory. Of course, there are those who are against it, so they try and find everything to stop it. But there are those who are genuinely interested in understanding what exactly the policy means. Because, for example, they think that when you say a factory, it means that it must be a huge building with huge equipment and what have you. Not necessarily the case. You do know that a factory is where things are manufactured, and therefore a tailor's shop is a factory. That's not to say that's what we're going to push out there. It's also not to say that we won't encourage that, because what a tailor who's sitting in a kiosk probably has a big idea for manufacturing shirts on a mass scale. So you come with the fact that I've got experience in sewing. This is my small factory, so to speak, that kiosk. Now I want to enlarge it, so I want to do a little bit more. The policy is such that it's saying you're getting between $5,000 and $5 million put out there for those who can come up with the kind of ideas that the policy accepts. And they'll push you with that loan to push, with all the regulation and everything that will support you to ensure that you can do what. So these things must be explained. And I think it will be achieved at this summit. And obviously, they're going to do more. So that's important.
That's important. Dr. Fair, so the argument is that Well, you meet and talk, and yet very little is executed by way of implement. Now you're meeting stakeholders in the agriculture, in the industry, in the services sector. You're talking to them. But the key thing is that after they have left, nothing is achieved, or very little is achieved.
In fact, it's just about the same thing I was going to discuss. I think that it should not replace what exists. If it is going to be an add-on thing, then for me, it's okay. But I can see fatigue setting in among the various stakeholders if this is what is going to replace the people, what exists. In actual fact, just like Nana said, it's not everybody who is going to come, who will be able to come. You have a few people who will be there. But I think for me, if we are not very careful, we are going to have a situation where you will find sectoral ministers, technocrats, and other finding subterfuge in not doing something, hiding behind this particular thing, and think that, okay, once we have an exhibition of policies, people will understand and then not taking action. I think that we are fond in Ghana turning everything into a workshop, and once it's a workshop, it becomes a talk shop without backing it with the implementation and all the action points and things that need to be taken. So for me, I think that we should be very careful about this. It's good once in a while, but if you allow fatigue to set in, you are not going to have people participating in such a thing. But it's a good thing.
It's a good idea to start.
It's a good idea which must be an add-on thing to what exists.
I see. Mr. Malva, and so is it about implementing the ideas that you have proffered, or we still need to go back and meet and talk for 2 days about it?
Before then, this program is an educative one. So this is Nanado speaking about Galamsey in Obuasi. I was here in Obuasi to say that Galamsey, which I prefer to call small-scale mining, what is illegal, you are bringing it into the law, will be regularized to ensure that the youth all will find jobs to do. Shortly afterwards, Mahama also came here to say that I was lying and that an Akufo-Addo government will rather sack everyone involved in Galamsey. Is Mahama not a prophet today? So, but on your question,
where's the quote from?
But is it on your question,
NDC newspaper.
On your question, is there? Google. Oh. Nanado and Galamsey.
You created your own quote.
Go. You have a phone.
That's what they're Googling. You yourself posted it and it can be
I see.
Why?
I like that. Bright, I see. You see, this is not the first time. We've been doing this, and that's why Doc said that it's becoming a sing-song and a talk. In the previous government, these things were happening. But why are we not getting commensurate response to some of these talk shows? I think that we are good at organizing the workshops, but we are not good at doing follow-ups. Don't forget that you are in a competitive world, and it is not only Ghana, that is a destination. There are other countries that are also competing for the same resources or the same investors. So if you just show them what you have, but you fail to follow up and ensure that their promises are kept or they discharge their promises, then I think that you are only going to constantly be seen organizing workshops, but you will not get the commensurate response. The problem for me is not about the lack of knowledge of the investments that we have in Ghana or the opportunities that we have in Ghana. The problem, and every investor worth his salt will know what Ghana has, the peace and the democratic nature, the institutions that, particularly when it comes to the judiciary, where you are able to go to court and enforce your rights or vindicate your rights. These are all add-ons to the resources that we have. But, like I indicated, is there a mechanism in these ministries for a follow-up? Do the ministers do follow-up on these persons, these investors? Because they have the money, they can choose to go anywhere, but you need them most. So let's do a follow-up, and I think that is what is absent in this whole scheme of trying to woo investors.
Okay, I want us to quickly...
It's important.
You want to react to
that? We establish, not necessarily, but from the two submissions.
You can't react to it.
From the two submissions, one, there's something that must be clarified. And again, I'll refer to the fact that it interferes with the work you and I do, communication issues. It is important that clarity is brought to an appreciation of policies. That one is important. There's a difference between that and the actual implementation of the policy. In this instance, we're talking about clarifying what it means to offer a one district, one factory policy. People must appreciate, they must understand, so they know where to fit in.
Okay.
So, talk shop on policy is important, especially in our environment where information is blurred and people can easily cook things and put it on their phone and tell us that is Google, and all those things can happen.
You're not
so the
at
all. Why would I do that to my brother who just did exactly that? It's important that
if you are exposed, you feel uncomfortable.
People are explaining things. The government is explaining things to the people, so they appreciate what it is that they're offering. It's
now,
important.
let me tackle this one before. I want us to take a look at the bulk banks issue with the distributors, the bulk oil distributors. But first, there's a story on the Finder and the BNFT. Fitch upgrades economic outlook. The BNFT says that ratings agency Fitch has lauded government's effort in getting the economy back on track after recent crisis that forced the economy to seek solace in a $918 million bailout from the IMF. According to Fitch, a statement issued said that the country is making progress in stabilizing its economy after its recent crisis. And it's also talked about a revival in GDP growth, declining inflation, a more stable currency, and increasing foreign exchange reserves. The Finder also talks about the same thing, that Fitch has upgraded Ghana's outlook from negative to stable, saying the new government was making progress in stabilizing the economy after a period of crisis. That's the story. And key rating drivers, it talks about the GDP, declining inflation, and all that. Dr. Fair, let me start with you. The last time the Statistical Service spoke about inflation, we were told it's gone up from, I think, 12 to 13. But we're being told that Fitch has upgraded Ghana's economy based on some of these things, the GDP and all that. And they said the new government is doing well. Is that what you see?
Yeah, right. If you're in government and you hear things like this, if you're a national and you hear things like this, it gives you hope. Okay?
Right.
It gives you hope. But we've been here in Ghana. I think I never died last year. Last year, and I'm still alive. Last year, we were told by the same Fish, is that not it?
Right.
That the previous government was also doing well, and that it had gone up a notch higher. I think when it started from a B, or is it a B? Or I've forgotten. And then it went into,
came down.
So it was doing well. Okay, what I think we should be careful about some of these people is that it's good. Let them say what they are saying, but we shouldn't go back and sleep. We should do our homework. We are the people that are pinched.
Feeling the pinch.
Feeling it more. So I think that I'll be laid back to
wait and see. Okay, all right. Yeah. Yes, we will. Okay, Mr. Malba. So Fish says the economy is getting back on track. You feeling that too?
Anybody who is a student of the economy of Ghana would know that all the economic indicators last year and the research conducted last year, particularly when you look at the EIU report, says that any party that won the elections was going to inherit a strong economy.
Right.
And they attributed that partly to our going into an agreement with the IMF and staying within the bounds in terms of financial discipline. So I'm not surprised this is happening. But I don't think that, as he indicated, we are the players in this economy. I don't think that realistically, when you look at it, you would agree that things are better, or are getting better. You just talked about inflation in this month going up to 13 from 12. You also know lorry fares have gone up. A long of Gary, which was 6 cedis, is now 9 cedis. So items, food items, are going up. And so I don't know what Fitch is looking at, but the ordinary Ghanaian will not give this type of verdict. Maybe they are looking at the figures. Sometimes the figures and the reality do not match. But with this type of report, I am not surprised because I knew last year from all research work done that anybody who inherited this economy was going to be doing better. But also, I also know that things are a bit difficult. Gas, price of LPG gas is gone up. And so realistically, we will say that the Ghanaian is beginning to be worse off than what was expected and what was promised. Yes.
See, Nana, so the upgrading is good news. Like Dr. Fair said, it gives you hope.
Okay, I don't know. They said the story says that it's, I have to flip my eyes, has upgraded Ghana's outlook from negative to stable.
Right.
So that's the upgrade.
Mr. Malaba says that before in the build up to the elections, all research suggested that any government that took over in 2017 would see an economy that is improving.
And he's right. I recall that those statements were put out. But what was the basis for those statements being put out? And what's the basis for Fitch upgrading now?
Wasn't that the previous government had done the grant work, and so we're going to see the results?
Fitch refers to government policy now. It doesn't refer to government policy then. The basis for their determining the state of affairs of our economy at this time appears to be different from the basis today. And so, and I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to try and conjecture or whatever on some of these things. But there's some basic things that are happening in the economy. And by the way, I'm not eager to be running to Fitch for credibility on decisions and actions of the government now. I'm just ready to deal with what we have now. If they're going to...
What do you have now?
I'm about to get there. If we're going to ride on Fitch alone, I'm not interested.
Right.
If we're going to say Fitch is part of the argument that yes, things are happening, I agree, because I can see certain things happening. Somebody just referred on this table to LPG prices going up. Why? LPG prices fluctuate heavily. I'm shocked at the rate at which prices can fluctuate when it comes to LPG. Not like fuel. You can go and the LPG people are down my street. 1 week I go there, it's 62 cedis. Another week I go there, barely 2 weeks later or whatever the period that my cylinder lasts. I go there within a month, it's gone to 51 cedis or something. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't paint the picture of the economy in which we are.
That's,
it doesn't. It doesn't reflect.
I'm not going to use that as a stabilizing measure for judging stability.
What about transport fares?
Very good. What was the argument for transport fares? the transport regulators, the private transport regulators, stated clearly that a year ago they were supposed to increase their prices.
Right.
Government negotiated with them to hold off because it was election year. Who was in government? So that's one. And so they have to make up for the shortfalls. It's why they insisted that regardless of the fact that fuel prices, and as we speak now, I buy diesel. I noticed only yesterday that Shell, which tends to have one of the prices on the higher side of things, has dropped its diesel to 3 cedis 87 pesos. And this is on the Spintex road. So that, for example, and it was from the highest earlier this year, I think was 4 cedis 70 pesos.
Yeah, it got to 470.
Yeah.
It's now 3.
So 1 CD drop in a matter of 4 months. You tell me that is not government policy. Now let's go to the CD rating, the forex exchange. Again, what are the factors that go into determining forex rates? Government can inject money, no? Sometimes they'll inject money into the system so that it balances and tempers down the rate at which. Sometimes policies allow for people to be relaxed enough so that there's not a high demand on the money such that the value goes a certain way. All kinds of factors. Now, what has the government done on the ground? It has put out a budget that is being implemented. Business people, who are the ones who play a major role in affecting the rate of foreign exchange, whether it's high or low, have gained a certain confidence and are doing certain things that make sure that they're all right. So now we're not paying 4 cedis 50 pesos on a dollar again. We're paying 1 cedi 20 something pesos. Sometimes it drops below 20 pesos over the recent times.
1 cedi to a dollar.
4 cedis. 4 cedis. Thanks for the correction.
It's not correction.
Even though you are coming from enemy territory, I'll accept your correction. Why?
You're trying to hoodwink.
You see, this is
people are not here. You go scot-free.
This is when why? Are you trying to tell Bright that he doesn't know?
Bright is not supposed to be doing that.
Who's supposed to do?
That's why
he's not supposed to correct wrong.
That's why I've been brought here.
All right. Nana, you go.
I didn't realize that.
Nana, go on.
There's a particular law chamber called Amaliba propaganda. And they don't do law, they're not NDC politics. Anyway, so you say catch up. That's funny. from 4 cedis 50 pesos and over to a dollar.
Okay.
Now it's 4 cedis 20 and something pesos, 20 something pesos. And even sometimes less in some place, depending on your negotiation and all that. And by all indications, it's going to drop. In some places, apparently, they even did 3 cedis 90 pesos at some point. So all that when you put together, one would easily begin to cede to the position Fitch has taken. But I'm not eager to play with Fitch.
You don't want to play with
I'm eager
them.
to play with my mothers and sisters who sell at Makola.
Right.
Who will tell you whether things are generally, because they are the ones who take the trotros and the taxis. So when the price of transportation goes up, they get affected. The taxi driver will be truthful in telling us that, yes, we had to do this because last year the NDC government told us not to increase our prices for their elections, which they lost. Regardless of that, we are appreciative of the fact that we get more fuel for the money we were paying.
Okay. All right.
When you listen to the MPP, as if they've never lost elections in this country and that they have been winning elections. Look, when you came to power,
not by the 1.something million votes.
When you came to power,
that we
were able
to
go by 4 times. When you came to power, just the short period you came 4 times, you increased fuel price by 4 times.
For good reason.
Now
you were sitting on the realities of
this dollar issue.
Today, what has happened?
This dollar.
Today, you want to go to 2001.
Let me talk about the dollar. Let me talk about the dollar. Let me talk about the dollar.
The people who voted you out of
the
office.
dollar.
In 2001, they were toddlers.
The dollar.
They became teenagers and saw the devastation you were creating in their
dollar. The dollar.
You want to sit
the dollar.
2001.
When you came, the dollar.
Is your problem,
just
not
within
mine.
3 months, the dollar went up by 5%. When you came, just three months that you came.
When?
I said dollar went up within 3 months.
When you came to power?
When you came to power now, 5%.
And the
whole year in last year,
and then
it dropped. It went 9%.
Now,
what I brought about
yourself, you said that was based on policies
the good news.
Okay.
The good news is because of
this your 2.2 billion.
This your 2.2 billion.
Templeton money you took from
whoever. All right.
Templeton.
Right.
It is not.
That's what
something
Mr.
that is
Maliba
sustainable.
does.
Okay.
This is just
all right.
for the time being.
I'm grateful. We have to wrap up. Mr. Brahma Maliba is a member of the NDC. Dr. Sabolofe is the director of the Dolo Center for Strategic Leadership at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Nana Federal Furiata is the second vice chair of the NPP in region. I'm grateful for your time this morning. Thanks so much. Hope to see you some other time. Well, sports comes up. Hearts of Folk now getting ready to lift up their game. And the sports guys will tell us all about that. Stay with us. We're back in a moment.
Hi, good morning, and it's time to bring you all the latest in the world of sports with me, Thierry Nyan. Now, let's start off with the under-17 football side. I'm talking about the men's edition here in this country. Ghana made an electric start to their 2017 CAF Under-17 Nations Cup campaign after thrashing Cameroon 4-0 on Sunday in Port-Gentil in their Group A clash. Captain Eric Ayia and Ibrahim Sulu scored a pair of goals each to ensure the Black Starlets had resounding opener. Despite the win, Ghana are second on the table after Guinea clobbered host 5-1 at the same venue. Just unbelievable goal scored by the Starlets. See this particular one, scored by Eric Ayia. Beautiful chip over the goalkeeper. Some very interesting scenes over there in Gabon. Now remember, these men can be able to seal victory to the semi-finals with a second victory in the group stages. And also, an icing on the cake will be the fact that they are going to be making the World Championship to be held in India later this year. Now to the Ghana Premier League, and Hearts of Folk put 3 goals past Liberty Professionals on match day 15 of the Ghana Premier League. On Sunday, Hearts skipper Thomas Abe made the headlines as he scored twice and had a hand in the second goal of the Phobians. Now in form, Thomas Abe broke the deadlock in the first half. The Liberty Professionals goalkeeper failed to prevent the ball, which appeared to be going off target, from entering the net. After the interval, Cosmos Dauda and Abe made it 3-0 to help Hearts finish third after the first round of the Ghana Premier League season. And then still in the Ghana Premier League, Wafa are top of the league after the first round of the Ghana Premier League season ended last weekend. On Saturday, they beat a spirited Inter Allies by 2-0 at the Red Bull Arena in Sugakope. A brace from Prince Obeng sealed the win for the Academy boys. Although they are on top of the league, Wafa coach Klaus Rasmussen lauded his team's performance and said his side just wants to stay in the league next season.
Well, I will say it that way, that the amount of points is important for us because we are playing, as I said before, we're playing to stay in the league next year. And the current moment, no team in Ghana has enough points to stay in the league. So the position, I don't care about that in the current moment. But the amount of points is, I think that's incredible. Just the benefit of the good work before. And the players are more matured in understanding how to play the away games. And the away games has been the key in the amount of points we have in the current moment.
They deserve it. And I tell you, if you see the facilities they have here, they should be taking the league since way back, not now. I tell you, if I have this, it will be something that's different. So they deserve to be there. And I'm saying it has taken them too long. That's what I would say.
Well, I will say it that way, that the amount of points is important for us because we are playing, as I said before, we're playing to stay in the league next year.
All right, so that's it. Let's now look at the results in the Ghana Premier League after match day 15. This is the first round of the Ghana Premier League. And how exactly did your favorite teams end their first half of the campaign? Wafa beat Inter Allies by 2-0, like we just mentioned. Kotoko drew 0-0 with Tema Youth. Brekum Chelsea also drew 0-0 with Great Olympics. Bichem United, India Brong Ahafo Derby with Aduana Stars ended 1-1. Ashanti Gold found a win to save their lives, at least temporarily. Maybe it could kickstart their season. They beat Wild Stars by 1-0. Elmina Sharks also beaten Ebisuan Dwarfs by 1-0. Borga All Stars were beaten by Mediema, which sends Borga to the bottom of the table. Liberty Professionals were also beaten by Accra Hearts of Oak by 3-0. And then we go straight to find out, after these results, how are these teams placed in the Ghana Premier League after match day 15. Wafa are still top of the table with 32 points. Accra Hearts of Oak have 26 points and are third. And then Day Sandwich, Aduana Stars, who are second. Brekum Chelsea, Bichem United are fourth and fifth, respectively. Mediema Sporting Club is sixth. Asante Kotoko under Steve Pollack still could not find a win. They are seventh. And then the bottom half looks like this. While All Stars are ninth, Inter Allies are 10th. Sharks are 11th, Tema Youth are 12th, Liberty Professionals are 13th, and then the relegation zone looks like this. Great Olympics are 14th. Ashanti Gold have leapt off the 16th position. They are now 15th, and then Borga All Stars have replaced them on the bottom of the Ghana Premier League table. Sure candidates for the relegation.
Welcome back and thank you very much. There are some forgotten stories from the year 2016. Which ones do you remember, for example? I remember the seat belts story that came up and we pretended as if everything was okay. I still remember the fact that we say we have a problem with Doomso, and yet we have street lights struggling with the sun over illumination in the hot afternoon. What do you remember?
I think I remember something about the Gandhi statue.
Oh,
in the University of Ghana.
Yes. The University of Ghana students, you know, they thought that, well, it was wrong to have cited a Gandhi statue
I thought
out
so
there.
too.
Well, I mean, we have put together something for you. Take a look at this. Forgotten Stories of 2016. Mahatma Gandhi in the mix.
A statue of Mahatma Gandhi was erected at the recreational quadrangle on the University of Ghana campus by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in consultation with the school authorities during the Prime Minister of India, Pranab Mukherjee's visit to Ghana. In September of the same year, a former director of the Institute of African Studies, Professor Akosua Adumakwampofo, started a campaign demanding the removal of the statue of Indian independence icon Mahatma Gandhi from the University of Ghana campus. The petition, which got about 2,000 supporters on the internet, cited letters Gandhi wrote during his time in South Africa as evidence that he advocated for the superiority of Indians over black Africans, using the term raw Kafir. The word Kafir, which is now considered an offensive ethnic slur, is a term used in Southern Africa to refer to a black person. It was formerly considered by whites to be a neutral term for black South Africans. The word is derived from the Arabic term kafir, meaning disbeliever, which originally had the meaning one without religion. During the apartheid era, the term acquired a distinctly derogatory meaning in the context of South African history. In South Africa today, the term is regarded as highly racially offensive, in the same way as the N-word in the United States and other English-speaking countries. The petition that demanded the removal of the Gandhi statue erected at the University of Ghana campus provided citations from writings of Mahatma Gandhi referring to black people using the derogatory term raw Kafir. In September 1896, Mahatma Gandhi wrote, "So far as the feeling has been expressed, it is to degrade the Indian to the position of the Kafir." He again wrote in May 1899 that ours is one continuous struggle against a degradation sought to be inflicted upon us by the Europeans, who desire to degrade us to the level of the raw Kafir, whose occupation is hunting and whose sole ambition is to collect a certain number of cattle to buy a wife with and then pass his life in indolence and nakedness. The petition by Professor Akosua Adumakwampofo and other scholars also criticized the lack of statues of African heroes and heroines on campus. They argued Gandhi was unfit for the honor due to his radical stance against blacks during his lifetime, and hence called for the removal of the statue with a social media campaign hashtagged Gandhi must come down, Gandhi must fall. But Ghana's former High Commissioner to India, Professor Michael Quay, described the demand as unnecessary. However, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration issued a statement describing the position by the petitioners as an unfortunate verbal attack, assuring the statue will be moved from the University of Ghana campus to ensure its safety. The ministry lamented the comment and agitations against the situation of the statue on the university had the potential of creating disaffection for Ghana at the level of government relations and among Ghanaians across the world. The ministry also emphasized that government erected the statue on the University of Ghana campus with the consent of the university authorities, saying the university was not compelled by government to accept the statue. In April 2015 in South Africa, the statue of Gandhi was splashed with white paint in Johannesburg. Even though he lived there for some time, the statement further added that while acknowledging that human as he was, Mahatma Gandhi may have had his flaws, we must remember that people evolve. He inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. Meanwhile, in the midst of the argument, some unknown individuals defaced the statue, blocking off its iconic spectacle. The statement also decried the attacks on the statue, arguing that the act had likely diplomatic implications between Ghana and India. 10 months on, the statue still stands tall in the University of Ghana campus and not relocated, as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration stated in their statement. But why the silence from the petitioners who sought to bring some justice to black people after proving Mahatma Gandhi was racist and described black people with a derogatory term? Though defaced, the statue still stands tall. Probing further to find answers, the Director of Public Affairs, Stella A. Amwa, declined to speak to the issue when the news team questioned her on when the statue will be relocated from the school. So, will the Foreign Affairs Ministry heed to its word and relocate the statue? Or will the protesters come back asking questions? Or will this issue also be left to die a natural death? Listo Elakwe, TV3.
Well, you saw that very interesting forgotten story about the Mahatma Gandhi. So I guess the question still stands. Will the Foreign Ministry of Foreign Affairs move that statue from there?
Exactly. And the point is that you can't buy back your history. You can only make a down payment on your future.
Right.
And things that Gandhi may have done in the past is now coming back to bite him.
Haunt him,
It only tells us that, look, while you live in this life and in this world, you must try and live, you know, a certain lifestyle. But hey, the Foreign Affairs Ministry, where the office is where the people are still lying under the traffic light. That's at 7:15 a.m. today. I'll show you the pictures on the screen if we get permission to show you some of the messages that you have brought up here. But clearly, it tells us how we do not want to you know, trespass diplomatic lines and all of that. But interestingly, Professor Michael Quay, who at the time was High Commissioner, is now Speaker of Parliament.
He is. So
leader of the second arm of government. So what would he do differently?
Right.
Good morning to you, Professor Quay.
Very good morning.
Okay, so here we go. That's it. 7:15 a.m. and fully grown adults are lying out there at the airport city. And we say what? We are talking Gandhi. Is that our priority? Otiko Jaba, Minister for Gender Social Protection. Good morning to you. And well, as someone says, this is more important than a brawl with Mr. Bugri in Abu, or perhaps something. I don't know. But I'm just reporting what we have heard. Anyway, let's do some of your messages here. And it says, well, okay. So, good morning to the entire NewDay crew. Please, what is the title of the song you played at the opening ceremony? Okay, so we told you that Tatiana as well. And morning to the crew. Oh, Nanado should do something quick to save the NHS from collapsing, Abdul Karim. And mothers more celebrating. Okay, we read all these ones already. I'd like to use your platform to wish my responsible potential mom happy Mother's Day. God's way said that one. And Yaya Young says, happy belated Mother's Day to all mothers at TV3. Yaya Young comes back from Kasuli. It says, mothers were to be celebrated. Motherhood goes beyond picking a seed, deliver the seed, and breastfeeding a child. There is no caregiver like a mother. Happy Mother's Day celebration to all mothers. I wish them long life and prosperity. Because of the irresponsibility of some fathers, Mother's Day is more celebrated, making it an overkill. And Priscilla Mensa said that one. Hashtag TV3 New Day. My mother is the best of all because she's somebody who takes care 5 boys and a girl. You can just imagine taking care of boys in the house. Well, my so-called father doesn't care about our upkeep. We'll continue to celebrate Mother's God Day special. This is my story. My mother had 4 boys. And yeah, we gave her a really, really tough time. Comfort, good morning. Good morning to you all. I love you all and your morning show. By the way, I need a song you just played before. Okay, Cyril, you are encouraging Galamsey. Hi, good morning, TV3. You guys are wonderful. Please help me tell the president to do something about graduate unemployment, both polytechnic and university students sitting home after service. Oh, what a pity for us. Every government talks about only nurses. What about us, Mr. President? From Musa Malik inside Boko. Yes. And TV3, I hope your panelists are doing well, except to say we must be serious as a country, else we will not get anywhere. The hypocrisy of the NDC has been exposed, and the show should better concentrate on their party matters and Nana to do his work, and leave Nana to do his work. They still do not know why they lost in 2016. Nana, continue your good work. Please, Nana should call me. By Eric Borga. Nana should call you. Does he have your number? Hafiz says, I have been contemplating if the government wants to abolish Galamsey or restructure their operation. I asked this question because the government reported that about 500 excavators were abandoned by these illegal miners, and instead of the government to confiscate the machines and use them for its one village, one dam policy, the government rather asked the owners to come for them within a stipulated time. And again, one of them who was arrested was asked to go and see no more. Really? Okay, so good morning, TV3. We appreciate your work. Are you, however, aware that the newly recruited teachers from colleges of education threatening to embark on a strike on May 22nd, 2017? And it says, struggling and squeezing water out of rocks in this academic year. We survived 2 terms of 8 months, but now many of us, at least near half, are yet to receive our first salaries and are yet to, because of the inadequate funds for preparation, return and report into the caves. Remote places without electricity and network. Remote places without potable water and food to buy. Remote places whose roads are death traps. Please help us. The government listen and consider apply before the end of this month. From Samsudin Tamale issuing an ultimatum there to government. Interesting, isn't it?
It is. I pray government does something quick about it, and then they. But again, we keep saying that they should improve the conditions of living in these places where we deploy teachers to, because I believe if it was the government person being sent there, they wouldn't want to be in that deplorable state. So at least either you increase the salary to take care of their accommodation, feeding, setting allowances. It's high time government looks at that.
It's not just teachers, nurses,
doctors,
policemen, prison officers, fire service, SEPs, customs, I name it. A whole lot of them. Well, good morning, TV3, and to all workers of TV3. The NPP must keep on deceiving people about the Planting for Food and Jobs program, that they have employed 1,200 extension officers, which is not true. Not financial clearance for agricultural college students, no appointment letters, and say they have employed extension agent for the Planting for Food and Jobs program. And under the leadership of His Excellency Nanado, I think the destruction of farmlands and polluting of water bodies caused by Galamsey is coming to an end, thanks to MPP Governor Maxwell Abuira in Bolgatanga. The president should pay the newly posted teachers from colleges of education their arrears. We should rather celebrate Parents' Day and not only Mother's Day, because both of them constitute to raise a child. It's better we celebrate them together. Adam say Yape. Good morning, TV3, all mothers. But to me, every day is Mother's Day. Interesting. We'll read. Okay, this one crimes. I really enjoyed the program this morning. Thanks for your updates and always welcoming the right people to discuss the issues. By Osman Asian from Teshi Sphincters. Okay, that's Nico Tejani's corner, Teshi Sphincters. Anyway, so.
Anyway, so some messages coming in. Keep sending your messages to us and we'll read them. We'll take So yesterday we celebrated Mother's Day, and of course the guys think it was an overkill, but we of course think it's just appropriate because the mothers are always there. And a mother's caring heart, I mean, you can never test it because they always give their best. And of course there are irresponsible mothers out there, but the responsible ones seem to outnumber the responsible.
And we got a big surprise coming up for you. For example, how would you take it if we told you that Morgan Heritage, the internationally acclaimed Morgan Heritage, is in the house right now? You didn't see that coming, right?
We'll quickly strike a tune from them. I tell you.
Of course.
We should. Look for a tune from them.
I mean, you know.
No, I like the kind of music they do because, I mean, that is so soothing.
It's sweet, soothing, and
it gives you that appetite for more when you hear.
I don't, but I think I've heard a few songs from them. Obviously, I never connect who plays the song to what song this is, but having raised that, yes, mine is to enjoy, but I know they do play
so director, any from the group?
Play something.
I'm sure they
we know
definitely
that
will
you are a
hear.
socialist of international proportions, but it's okay.
I see.
There are no UNAPU version of the song. All right.
Anyway,
all right. So
right about now, let's bring on Gramps Morgan of Morgan Heritage. Put your hands together. Here you go.
I can give you my seat. Okay. Gramps, sit down. Come on and welcome to our studios.
You're doing very well.
Yes.
Gramps, welcome.
I'll be comfortable here.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, how long have you been in Ghana? You just
a couple days. I just finished our tour in Europe, in the UK, which was very successful. We're promoting our new album called Avracadabra.
Wow,
Avracadabra. Yes, yes.
That's Percy Pratt's word.
Well, you know, most of it's a word that's known most of all for magic. So Avracadabra, I can show you magic. So what we have done since winning the Grammy is to kind of reorganize ourselves and get structured, because this is one of our problems as Jamaicans and as black people. So we are trying to find proper structure. So it has been great. The tour was very successful. I must say we have a Ghanaian tour manager, which he's from Ghana but lives in the UK, and he's doing an impeccable job, and we are proud of that.
You're here because of One District, One Factory.
Yes.
Tell us about it. What role are you going to be playing in that? Are you going to be planting something?
Well, what I'm trying to do as a individual project separate from my group is to inspire the young kids that farming is a viable way to feed yourself and to take care of yourself, because they look at hip hop and rap and everybody want to play football as the way out, and that cannot be the only way. They can see that you can have Mercedes-Benz off of farming, and they don't have a hero. In farming. They have a hero in football, they have a hero in rap, they have a hero in reggae, but there's no hero for
So you want to be that hero?
I want to be that for them, especially young black men, because they're sitting on the corner, smoking ganja, smoking cigarettes, drinking, and I want to show them I don't do any of those things. I don't smoke marijuana, I don't drink alcohol, and I want to show them that you can survive, and farming is a great way, and I'm excited about where the president's mindset, the new president, and congratulations by the way, that he's very adamant about empowering farming, because farming is the future.
So it's a big homecoming for you.
Yes, it's big. This is only the beginning. I'm only scratching the surface. Yes.
So, but you're not coming alone. I guess.
Oh yes, I'll be very soon, because I've just recently visited Dubai, and I've seen that Dubai has everything, and too many times that we look outside of ourselves and among ourselves for the solution.
chance. And this cannot be the way of the future. We have to find these answers within ourselves. And it's there. Look at you. You look nice. You'll never know we are in Africa.
But back to music. Do you have any You do have some collaboration with a few people.
Absolutely.
We hear Stone Boy.
Yes, Stone Boy is on a new album. Tamaya, which is a Nigerian artist. And the first time this song has ever been played is in Ghana, in the world. And many times people say, oh, go to Miami, go to London. What about Accra? This is the way of the future. Yes. So I'm proud of that. It's the first time we play that song.
One thing that makes you stand out tall is your silky voice. And the fact that you're able to pitch right into the sky.
Thank you. Practice.
Of course, practice. You want to give us a feel of something like that?
Oh, so I'm coming home and everything will be alright. Ghana, you gotta hold on. Everything will be just fine. Yeah, man.
I'll try that. I'll practice and try that.
Yeah.
Right.
Bryce is a choir master who doesn't attend choir.
Yes, I take a whole week to practice and try it and see.
But for the young people out there who think that agric or farming is a thing for the older folks, it's not lucrative enough, what message do you have for them?
It's not true. It's a lie. And it's your own mindset that you are lazy in your mindset. If you are a hard worker, you can do anything, even if it is garbage. You know, I was up there doing some sanitation in Nima. In the middle of Nima. I was sweeping the sidewalk, and when I realized it was the sidewalk of the president's house.
Right.
So I was excited because I don't sweep Obama's house, Donald Trump. So it was beautiful, and my contribution to show them that sanitation is important, that cleanliness is next to godliness, that we have to have that mindset. Where you live, why do you throw garbage? So we want to change those things and inspire the youths. So.
There's this that I love so much, nothing to smile about.
Yes.
Give us a line of
that. Yes. When you say, look on the goalie side, do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, do you see anything to smile about? And those are lyrics saying that it's the testimony of the poor man, the sufferer, that you look sometimes at the side and you say, oh, it's trying to send your child to school. You see the baby, you don't have no money to feed him. But if you have ambition, if you have drive, you can wipe away this.
My week is made.
And I'm sure they will connect it to Josh.
We have to do a concert here to all of the big sponsors, the Guinness, the Coca-Cola, all of it. Let us bring my family here and do it proper, because one of the things that have stopped us from coming to many countries in Africa is the private sector, that there's no investor. And the same way we perform in America and in the UK and in Europe, we want it the same way in Africa.
So are we to see a concert this year, sometime this year?
By God's grace.
Absolutely. Nice one.
Respect.
Well,
and that's the big surprise.
Yes.
That is, and I think that makes the week for everyone who watches New Day.
We finish up, and you see, that's the difference. We are the difference.
We are the standard.
So we got to go now. Thank you very much for watching from Senior Bright, Nanamo, myself, and Gramps Morgan. Well, let's play something from Morgan Heritage. Something.
You didn't do well.
We'll definitely give you that tomorrow.
All right, Gramps. Have a great stay in Ghana. We're waiting for when the whole family is back.
I will return and return.
No more.